but it turns out she used it to cut her Canadian club. She was also a huge Rangers fan, which probably explains the whiskey. Something has to numb our disappointment. Anyway, one day my mother informs me that she got me a job mowing an old man's lawn. And that guy's name, and I kid you not, was Larry Lasagna. And I'm sure it was actually pronounced lasagna, with a hard G. But since this is my story, and since it was spelled lasagna, I called him Larry Lasagna. It's actually a great small-time gangster name. If they ever make a Johnny Dangerously Part 2, Larry Lasagna has to be a character.
Happy birthday, Mom.
Oh, bless the saints, it's an ashtray. I've been thinking of taking up smoking. This clinches it.
Oh my, I love that movie. My friend Nick hates that movie. He has no idea why I love it so much. But man, Johnny Dangerously, one of the funniest movies out there. Anyway, once a week I go to Larry Lasagna's house to cut his lawn and trim his hedges. But it was a very small yard and I was actually done pretty quickly. The thing is, I wasn't driving yet. I was young. I was in middle school. And I always had to wait for my mom to come back. And she was likely doing something at the church. I quickly learned, though, that he was lonely and he actually appreciated having someone to talk to. So I'd spend some time just sitting in his kitchen and talking to this old man. It was kind of nice, though. It was also nice that he paid me, but I could tell he appreciated the conversation actually more so than he needed his yard done, which actually made me question his motives a little bit. And I had the same experience volunteering in a nursing home, when I was in high school. And when I was there, I learned two things. Number one, that I never wanted to put anybody I loved in a nursing home. And number two, that old people have some great stories to share. So eventually I leave middle school and I get into high school. And that's where the Carlin twins' reputation for being nun lovers and overly willing volunteers followed us, to Stanford Catholic High School, which is where I met Ernie Boursier, otherwise known as Mr. B. Now, Mr. B was our French teacher, but, he was always looking for a volunteer. And he had me and my brother Jimmy working health fairs, helping out at blood drives, and doing fundraisers quicker than you can say, Bonjour, Monsieur Thibault.